Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Knoll Zone. I hope you're all doing very well indeed. I did a little pre-record a little bit earlier, so if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. And I'll be on here for a half an hour or so, just to talk to you. As I said, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently. Not saying that I'm not bringing any of the people back that we've had on. I will be. But I want to start mixing things up just a little bit. So as you can all see, brand new mic. I've put the settings on it now to because apparently it was echoing a little bit. There's nothing I can really do except for on StreamYard. So hopefully StreamYard have fixed the situation. But I wanted to ask you guys, because you all know where I stand with Doctor Who. So want you guys to tell me, what do you think should happen with Doctor Who? And don't just give a simple little answer, okay? Give me a reason, right? So whatever answer you give me your reasons why. I'll read them out and we'll move the conversation on from there. But don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. As I said, we'll be here for about 20 minutes or so. Again, as I said, just see brisk there, easy cancelization, but give us a reason, okay? And that's what I'm looking for here. We've got On Comics in the chat saying, hail chat, brisk. For good this time, we don't need another 20-year gap because in 30 years from today, the Doctor and the TARDIS become public domain. So okay, let's hope someone snaps it up. Probably the Daleks too. Bobby says it's sounding better. Good. If I do need to adjust the volume up, let me know. If I need to turn it down, guys, let me know. But I think I've got the settings perfect. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think should happen to the show. Obviously, over the last few years, they've been using Doctor Who as a propaganda tool, and now it looks like that the new version of Doctor Who is going to pander to the trans community. And I'm going to say it out straight. It's going to pander to the trans community. I think these writers and showrunners forget that there's more than trans people in the world. And I don't care whether they think that trans people have been left out, this, that, and the other. The bottom line is that there's overrepresentation of trans people on TV. It's as simple as that. So, as I said, nobody is opposed. But when you're using a family show to push a narrative, well, you find yourself in a lot of trouble. Brisk said, I think the BBC is incapable of providing the product that we want. Their entire moral framework is completely incompatible from mine and probably yours too. Ghost of Pippin Fort says, get the Doctor away from Disney for a start. Well, it wasn't doing too good under BBC either, though. So people can criticize Disney all they want. BBC or Bad Wolf or whoever went into bed with Disney knew what you were going to get with Disney. So I don't think we should really be criticizing Disney here. Doctor Who is being bad under BBC for a few years now. So it's not Disney. Disney will just Disneyfy it now, and it'll just be worse. But be under no illusion, BBC getting back Doctor Who is no better. BBC need to lose Doctor Who. It's a pity it's not in the public domain now, because someone should snap it up, someone that actually cares, But then the thing about that is God knows who buys it, and if they're American and they have a vision of Doctor Who, it's not, you know what I mean? So it's serious too, isn't it? It should take a rest for a few years. RTD still has time to course correct. Does he this time? Because I did say that in my last stream. my last little video upload that I put up. So obviously you are listening, because I did say that. Would he be able to do what Chris Chibnall tried to do and try course correct for Series 2? He's already seen the backlash. They're filming Series 2 right now, or Season 2, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, could he course correct? But again, would it be too late? That's the whole issue here. Would it be actually too late? And I think it already is. Look, I mean, my personal view is after the Whitaker era, it should have been, and the rumors are true. It was going to get cancelled. It should have got cancelled, but Disney came in, Bad Wolf came in. It's not going anywhere. If Disney had any sense to cut RTD short, but sure, RTD is a wet dream for them. You know, the funny thing is though, what I don't get about RTD is he actually criticised Disney the way they handled their franchises, saying that there wasn't any substance to their stuff, and I mean, he's a bit of a hypocrite. Yeah, RTD is just spending the Disney money today to destroy it and laugh in the faces of fans. Well, he's been doing that. What should happen to Doctor Who? Cancellation, pure and simple. From Gobster Talks About Things. I like that name. Gobster Talks About Things. That's brilliant, actually. It's just straight. I'm about to go in my room and tear up the Goblin song again. Oh, fuck off. Brilliant. You know it's my jam. Every night I party to that song. I throw it down. Every fucking day, right? Every night. Listen, you mother effers out there, right? Got to see this once on Christmas Day, if you've even watched it, right? And then I got to hear that song once, right? Or so I thought. Right? Every fucking day. The Goblin song she puts on. I was in the shower yesterday. My club remix. Let's go dance to the Goblin song. Come on. Come on. We should have vetted you before we got married. Oh man. Even some of the music she doesn't like annoys me. Anyway, Doctor Who probably needs to return to being cheap or smaller TV show, which was made for sci-fi fans. If the general public like it too, then all good. I agree with you. This is not all about money. It never was all about money, right? People think, or these so-called fans think, more money, better product. No, you can have a better product with less money. They did it during the classic era, right? They even did it during RTD's first era, right? So money isn't everything here. The big issue that we've had for the last few years is the writing, but people just won't call it out, right? People want to blow smoke up RTD's ass, like, and say he's the greatest showrunner since sliced bread. You know, people have to reevaluate that, including myself. You know, I used to give him way more props than he deserved. And there's the fucking song again now. Could you keep it down? I'd get me bleeding stream demonetized, man. She's actually taking the piss. Can you hear that? Because she's going to get me streamed. She's absolutely lost the plot, man. Wow. Grant, I'm glad you can't, because that is absolutely awful. But that's what I have to put up with every fucking day, man. Right, let's see. I've missed a few comments there. I don't even know if I want more Doctor Who anymore. Maybe it's just better if it's done, says Brisk. I don't blame you there. Noel gets beat down by the wife. The boss is speaking, not I'm the boss. I think it should be cancelled because it's so bad, but I'm not sure if I want good Doctor Who because it's been 60 years of the show. We might need a new show and new ideas, says Brisk. To be honest, I think we could make a great Doctor Who series. Gobster talks about things. I'm not saying it's not impossible to make great Doctor Who. Um, the problem is that the people that you have in charge of it don't want to make great Doctor Who. It's not about making great Doctor Who. Um, the bottom line is, and I look directly at the camera when I say there's a certain streamer out there that likes doing hit pieces on people would say this is racist for saying this and white supremacy, but I'll say it anyway. The BBC and Disney are more interested in ticking boxes and diversifying the show rather than actually concentrate on what they should be doing, which is concentrating on writing the best stories that they can write and developing the characters the best way that they can. We got Chris Perza in the chat as well. On Comics is in the chat. He says, I'm happy with all the ideas. We have a group of very talented people in this group, says Gobster talks about things. She actually knows all the words. That's what's embarrassing. Unfortunately, the torture is all yours now. It is all sorry now. Teddy is the boss. Well, yeah, he's the real boss, isn't he? Little shithead. Just a huge circle of jerks. That's what diversity means. That's what representation means. That's what inclusion means. A bunch of diverse people with pronouns in their bio spewing the same third opinions over and over again, and that's exactly what it is. I mean, listen, we used to switch on our TV to, you know, escape all the bullshit from life out there. But now we switch TV on and we're basically being told that we're bad people, whether it's because of our skin color or our imaginary privilege. Yeah. Oh, Ted, get away. Ted, we're having a fun day. Ted, my friend, Ted, you need Sunday. Ted, you need. Wow. It's going to delete you. Get out now. It's my birthday, my oh my. I'm 50 miles up to the sky. But Collins, you can go to hell because you're not eating Lulu Bell. Ted, you need counseling because I think I need some. Ted doesn't like you either. Right, get out now. I'm in the middle of a stream. I'm sorry, were you not impressed with my? No, nobody's impressed with your singing. It's so good. No. My singing is like a gentle angel from heaven, and my dancing is unmatched. Well, see, Gobstar, that's what you get for opening your mouth, man. You are making fun. Thought it was all hilarious that none of you could hear it. Now you got to hear it. Now you can feel. Now you can feel my pain. Rocket chance. Right, out now. Into baby, we will come. He's gonna eat his food. You eat your food. What, you're leaving him here? No, after doing that one. Come on, I'm gonna take the food. That's. Okay, guys, I'm gonna set up a GoFundMe so I can get the fuck out of here. Anyway, I'll lodge in a request with Sir Teddy to dock Cheryl's pay. She needs more than her pay docked. I could tell you that. I mean, she makes crows sound like Whitney Houston. Anyway, I thought even, oh yeah, we were talking about what should happen to see. She had to throw me right off. Um, but look, look, the damage, I keep saying this, the damage was done in Series 11. And then, you know, he did try course correct in Series 12, but then he introduced a few things that absolutely finished it off. Look at, you know, I saw articles and people defending Chibnall and the Whitaker era, and people, you know, saying that Whitaker opened the door for more female doctors and she paved the way and all this other rubbish, and people praising Chib, saying that he doesn't actually get the credit that he deserves and all of this. It's all bullshit, right? Number one, Jodie Whittaker ruined it for any other woman to get the role. Now, the only actress that I could think of now, and her name is being mentioned, right? Of course, the other fans on the other side will have a meltdown. But if you're going to cast a female doctor, right, then RTD, I suggest that you cast Helena Bonham Carter, because I want to see this fandom absolutely lose their shit, right? When you cast her, because they don't want you to cast her because apparently she's transphobic. Cast her, right? You got to put the final nail in the coffin. At least bring in an actress as classy as her, right? That's the way I look at it, right? And cast her, right? Finish it off, right? But Jodie Whittaker did not make it easier for another woman to come in. She made it harder. Simple as that. And because Chibnall and Cole wouldn't listen, right? They should have got rid of Whittaker after season 11. Simple as that. If RTD, if Chris Chibnall had some balls on him, right, he would have actually sacked her, even though he was the problem. Get rid of her. She wasn't the right female doctor, right? And if he wanted the course correct properly, what he should have done was then is brought back in another male doctor. Simple as that. Whittaker did jack shit for Doctor Who, and Doctor Who, well, she's went on to do stuff since then that she's actually quite all right in, but there wasn't Doctor Who, let me just say that. But, you know, she hasn't, nothing that she has done has benefited the show. And then on top of that, then you get the showrunner who is absolutely clueless and brought in all of these gimmicks because he wanted to be different than everybody else. And then when we didn't like it, he told us it wasn't a democracy, just like what RTD is doing right now. Well, you see, this is the thing, RTD, right? And this is the thing to all you little fans who are now supporting them, but originally were all threatening them, and David Tennant. But as soon as David Tennant started pandering to the trans community, is all forgave him because, oh, I don't want that male doctor back, straight white male doctor. That's not fair. They should have cast a female doctor after Jodie. Now they're giving the not my doctors what they want. Blah blah. Oh, RTD is back. This is disgraceful. But as soon as the two of them start pandering, right, he is, they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. We have the screenshots of all the threats that he's made towards RTD and David Tennant. These are fake ass fans. These aren't fans, actually. I'll go further to say that these are a bunch of locusts. You know, these are that pus that comes out of an infected sore. That's what you guys are. These are absolutely disgusting, right? And vile people, right? Because it's not, you aren't disgusting and vile because you have tried to change the show, change everything we love about it. He's a vile and disgusting for attacking the fandom and doing the shit that you've done to them over the last 6 years. And when you thought RTD was on their side and David Tennant were on their side, you were all moaning and bitching and, as I said, making the threats. But as soon as David Tennant wore his little t-shirt and RTD came out and told fans to F off, you thought, oh, they're on their side, so let's pander for them hard. Let's chill for them hard. You don't give a shit about the show. You never have. You never will, right? and ultimately you are going to bring the show down. But you know what? I'm actually delighted. It'll be the best thing for it. I will have the Doctor Who that I have. You can't take that away from me. But when all you fuckers grow up and you grow out of all of this ridiculousness, you will realise how fucking stupid you all were. Because you are all a bunch of morons. I mean, my right testicle is more intelligent than most of the human race right now. Right? You are that fucking dumb and stupid, you lefty little twats. Going out and all marching for people that voted in terror, that killed innocent people, but we'll deny that they killed innocent people. Right? No, they can't take your Doctor Who away from you. But the bottom line is that this show is done, right? It doesn't matter that it's on Disney Plus, because as I said earlier on, right, there is no way BBC can justify keeping Doctor Who in its prime time slot on a Saturday night if it keeps losing viewers. There are two options available to BBC if that does indeed happen. They can move it then to a Sunday night like they originally did, and then they can leave it on the graveyard fucking time, right? And then they'll have all the excuses that they want to spin why it's not doing well, right? Or it'll go straight onto iPlayer like it does for Disney Plus, and it become exclusively a streaming show. And if that happens, it's over anyway. It's only a matter of time. A miracle actually has to happen here. RTD, right, hasn't impressed us with the 60th because it wasn't a 60th anniversary celebration. But the writing was so underwhelming that he has absolutely got to pull a miracle or pull a rabbit out of the hat when this new series drops. I think it's some people are predicting April, May. But if I'm correct in saying the old RTD era used to begin around the March time. So I reckon it'll be earlier than people think. Now, I'm only saying that based on previous stuff that I've done. So there's a possibility. On hearing mutterings that Star Wars could be moving into what if territory, what would the same work for Doctor Who? Hopefully the surprise twist being the last 6-7 years have been one being one long what if. No, that see again, this whole what if thing is another tool. I watched that animation and I lost interest pretty quickly enough. Look at things like this what if kind of narrative is it's just a way for them to change stories to suit their own narrative. So I'm not down for it. Listen, Doctor Who is in uncertain times. Disney is in uncertain times right now, and BBC have their own problems right now. The future of Doctor Who is in danger, right? I would go as far as to say is it's already dead. It's just the simple fact that this deal with Disney, but as I said, Disney have its own problem, mightn't even make the 5 years. Now, as I said, if the ratings continue to go down low on BBC will probably have no choice but to put it on iPlayer. And that'll be it then. Doctor Who then is heading towards cancellation. There's no way that Disney could justify. Listen, there's lots riding on the Shooty's fourth season. Disney, right? They've put a lot of money into it as well. If the fourth season does badly, right, it's over, right? It'll just drag on until, they'll probably get its second season on Disney Plus. Disney may well pull the plug on Doctor Who and say to RTD, look, the spin-offs, let's do them instead, right? And that's what you'll probably get, right? But Doctor Who, he has to pull a rabbit out of the hat. He has to give us a miracle. And based on what he's given us so far, I say we're quite far away from any sort of miracle. So For me, what should happen to Doctor Who? I personally think that it should be cancelled. And should it return? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no, and I'll tell you the reason why no is because I don't believe that the current climate in society and how the left have infiltrated, it's gonna take decades to fix their mess. So you know, we'll probably never see Doctor Who again, and I'm okay with that because you know what? Never thought it'd come back anyway. It did, and we got New Who, and you know what was different, but we got New Who, and I certainly got a show that I fell in love with again. Um, Classic Who will always be me era, but I do have a soft spot for New Who, um, and it gave us some great stories. Um, During its run, so it's not bad. It's not bad. Look, we got a good run. We got a good run, and there's no shame. And you see, this is BBC's problem, and this is everybody else's problem. There's no shame in admitting that Doctor Who is done, right? Doctor Who was never gonna come back for a long time period, and it has already. It's actually probably succeeded a lot of us fans' expectations. To be quite honest, on how long it went on for, so you know, it it's just a shame. It's just a shame because I do believe it was going stale, but after Peter Capaldi, if you had got that casting right and brought in someone other than Chris Chibnall, we could be sitting here talking something completely different. But unfortunately, we're not, right? And they went down that route. They went down the feminist route and it failed. And now RTD wants to go down the trans and drag route. And he thinks that's going to be a success. Albert Einstein used to say repeating the same thing over and over again is stupidity or something like that. I mean, all these people that are making these decisions, have you not been awake the last 6 years? You've been told what's wrong with the show, and you keep repeating the same mistakes again. So whatever happens, and listen, do you know what? Actually, if it fails this time, I'll kind of laugh because Disney are pumping millions into everything that they seem to be putting in, then it ends up failing. So Disney again will be laughed at. BBC will be laughed at for the simple fact is they handed it over, even though I don't think BBC could do any better. But you know what? I'm going to say this. BBC's tiny little small budget would probably work in Doctor Who's favour, because if you actually got a showrunner in, they'd make it about the writing more than anything else, because it'd have to be. So let's see. We've got Doctor Who's failed and needs to be laid to rest, says Gobster talks about things. I have started to make a change to my channel to walk away from it all. I will just now talk about good things, which means going backwards in time. Fair play to it. If it went on to Max or Netflix, it might be better in some ways. Who knows? I doubt that very much. I mean, look, I've watched a few things on Netflix and fucking Apple and these and they just can't help themselves, like, with any sort of diversity. I'm not going to get into it. That's for another day. But nah, they just can't help themselves. It wouldn't be any better on those platforms. It wouldn't. But people need to stop pretending, right? They're all as bad as each other, so it wouldn't be any different. Uh, it's crazy how they don't. They just claim that Jodie Whitaker didn't fail because she objectively got the show cancelled because it was season one. It's season one now, exactly. Doctor Who on TV is done. There is no hope for the show on TV. Disney are dying a very slow death, but it's going. Exactly. This is what I mean. I mean, look, even if if Doctor Who manages to survive this, then it's a cockroach, right? Because cockroaches could literally survive a nuclear bleeding holocaust, right? This bleeding show. In fairness, though, you know that this is why this show is different to other shows. Look at what it's went through the last 6 years, right? And it's still hanging on by a thread, though, and it is still hanging on by a thread. But that's because the history that it has, and this is why I'm mad at RTD. Like, you still have a golden goose here if you use it properly. Do you know what I mean? If you write good stories with good character development and leave out all your bullshit opinions, right? You are actually onto a winner here, right? You still have the golden goose if you knew how to turn it back into the golden goose. Which is also, you just want to pander, so you'll suffer the consequence. It's as simple as that. The show will continue to lose ratings on TV, and it doesn't matter what the others spin. You can spin all you want. This is why the show was getting cancelled the last time. So you either come out and call this bullshit out once and for all, or lose Doctor Who. Either way, we will win. Right? It's as simple as that. As far as I'm concerned, the show needs to be put on hiatus or cancelled to be saved from these people. Simple as that. We could all watch season 2 of She-Hulk. Oh, wait, exactly, and but they're already filming season 2 of Doctor Who. So whatever happens, Disney Plus are definitely getting 2 seasons of Doctor Who. It might be after the second season they just say to RTD, "Hang on for a minute, we can't justify this money, right?" And then that's it, game over. So about what have we got? Christopher Nolan and Jonathan Nolan as showrunners. Listen, they're my two. I actually brought them up one time in relation to Doctor Who. Could you imagine a Chris Nolan, Jonathan Nolan episode or two-part or even a three-part story in Doctor Who? It would be epic. It'd be epic, right? Even Peter Jackson. But look, BBC, Bad Wolf Studios, Disney, they've all made their beds now, right? They've all chosen a side, right? They've chosen these fans over rather than the actual fans of the show, right? I'll say it again: Doctor Who isn't for everybody, no matter what these companies try to say. Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, any sci-fi, they're specialised. There's me like going. I told her I wasn't imagining things. Definitely, there must be a ghost. Anyway, the bottom line is that these shows aren't for everybody. These franchises aren't for everybody. And as someone said in the chat earlier, and I've made this point as well, it's all well and good if some audiences out there or the mainstream audience or the casual audience like stuff, but it should be made for the people that actually made your franchise, right? The people that put money in user pockets. The people that grew this thing into the franchise that it is. So you could have all of this merch and have all of these stores and all of these Comic Cons and all of this, right? But no, they want to get the quick. Listen, the bottom line is that these fans never stick around anyway. They move on to the next thing. So that's the bottom line with that. But look, I just wanted to do. Obviously, I did the pre-record earlier. I wanted to do a little stream for you guys now. Obviously, as I said, be doing things a little bit different. I will have a couple of streams. Well, maybe a pre-record tomorrow, and I'll definitely be a live stream tomorrow as well. So come and join me for that. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you haven't watched um, the other stream, please do go and support it, and go and check out. There's a couple of guys in the chat there as well. You can go and follow the likes of Gobster and stuff that have their own channels there. Go and subscribe to those guys as well. But I hope you've enjoyed this one. I will see you for the next one, guys. But as I said, leave a comment in. I see the comment section does be going crazy. I'm also getting those abusive comments as well, which I'm actually starting to just put up into the chat, because you know what, if people want to accuse me of stuff and be nasty pieces of shit, well, I might as well show everybody what kind of nasty pieces of shit you actually are for a change, rather than just ignore it like I always, not ignore it, delete it, I should say. I do ignore it anyway, but I just put it up in the chat. If people want to slag me off, that's fine, fair enough. But if you're going to say that and slanderous, then, get over yourselves. You know what? Can I just point out? I just want to point out something very ironic. So there's been this little bit of controversy, right, over thumbnails and pictures, right? As you know, he's ourselves, Rabbi from Another Planet, puts out these thumbnails that are rather, racy, right? But he's being accused of Millie Gibson is 19 or 20 years of age, so she's an adult. But apparently, because he used a photo of her, he was the word they used, sexualized Millie. So then I found a photograph of hers that she'd actually put up herself in the public domain. And again, might I add, it's a photograph that she put up in the public domain. So I decided to kind of defend Rabbi, and I wrote, well, she's posting pictures like this, so do you have a problem with this? Because she's sexualizing herself there in that picture, right? So apparently now, right, I'm this little creep, right? I'm this little creep because apparently I sexualized a 19-year-old actress, which is not the case at all. I put up a photograph of her where she's doing it herself, and I actually said she's sexualizing herself. She didn't put this dress on to go out and buy milk and bread. Okay? She wore this dress to either attract the opposite sex or maybe the same gender as herself or sex as herself, whatever, right? But she didn't wear the dress to go and get milk, right? So, someone decided that they wanted me to call me basically the P word and all of that. So I'll put it up for everybody to see. If you're going to slag me off, that's fine, fair enough. The bottom line is these are morons, right? These are the same people, by the way. This is the ironic thing about it. These were the same people that were sexualizing Jodie Whittaker's character and Mandip Gill's character, the Doctor, and Yasmin Khan, and doing porn art and all sorts of stuff, right? So this is what it basically boils down to. If you're a lefty dimwit twat, right, then you can sexualize and you can do whatever you want without consequence. If you're someone like me who's free thinking, right, and points out the fact that other people may sexualize themselves, right, then you're not allowed. So basically what I'm trying to say is that they're allowed to do whatever they want, and the way they think as well. They're a bunch of let's be honest, they're creeps. Most of them should be in prison. Check their computers as well, if you know what I mean, right? So look, the bottom line is this, right? Okay, you can't come at me, Rabbi, or anybody else in this fandom for saying we're sexualizing someone when number one, that's not true on my half. Number two, Rabbi actually has said several times, and I've even told you several times, yous are all a bunch of morons. He does it to get a reaction out of yous, and every time yous react. And you know what? He even makes videos laughing at yous for reacting, because he even tells you that he does them to get a reaction out of you, and you still react. So that's down to your own stupidity. That's not down to him, right? He's actually told you why he does it, and you still choose to react. So that's on you guys, not him, right? But keep your potty little mouths to yourselves, because you are now in no position to actually, tell people what they're doing is right or wrong. When you guys, for the past 5-6 years in this fandom, have been sexualizing every character that you can get your hands on, even classic characters. So shut the fuck up, all right? It's as simple as that, right? Get on with your lives. You're probably on your computer anyway, right? Tossing over fucking all these shipped characters because you're little weirdos. So don't be talking to us, right? Sex. I'm a married fucking man, right? Millie wants to put a picture of herself up look, with a figure hugging dress on her, right? And people are going to accuse people of sexualizing her. And then I put up a photograph to prove the point that she's actually sexualizing herself. Well, then that's on you, not me, right? Fucking hell. And then make it out that I'm stalking this actress. Like, I have, let me tell you something. I have zero interest in Millie Gibson, right? And even if I wasn't married, I would have zero interest in Millie Gibson. And I'll tell you why. Because modern women are a bunch of fucking twats, and I wouldn't trust them. Okay? So I wouldn't be dating someone like Millie. I'd be afraid of me bollocks to date someone like Millie, because, we've seen what happens with these young ones, fucked in the head. Right? Assholes. Same people that sexualize fucking all their characters. Right? Oh, by the way, just in case all you guys in the chat think that I'm actually lying, write in, right? Just go in and Google Doctor Who porn art. Right? No, seriously, right? Jordan, I remember, people remember this. I got into a bit of a storm in the early days as well, because someone was selling Doctor Who panties or something. And I thought it was actually fucking disgusting because, and I was making that point and I showed the pictures. And again, not my product, by the way. I was highlighting that they're out there. But I was called all weird little names, right? But when I was doing the research on that, then I seen all of this fucking artwork, right, with the warning sign on it. Oh, we've blurred this image because it may be sensitive or nudity. And I clicked into it, and it's literally fucking what's her face and a Dalek. No, not that, but this was a I think it was Sarah Jane Smith. And the reason why I was so outraged, because I think at the time when I saw it, Elizabeth Sladen had just passed away, or was on an anniversary, and I saw all of this art, right? So listen, don't be talking about us being the ones. Listen, you might keep it on you our grubby little sites, right? And you are deviant art and all of this, right? But we know you are all a bunch of dirty little scruffy little scumbags that sexualize any character, and even characters that you would accuse people of saying, because you even accused of saying that sexualizing underage characters. Well, you have no problem predicting them in porn art. So shut the fuck. Do you know what though? Do you know what? I wouldn't get away with it on YouTube, but someone should expose that fucking art. Show what that side's capable of. And they always have the rainbow flags or the trans flag in their fucking bios. Don't be talking to me about me being this, that, and the other, and other people being this, that, and the other in this fucking fandom. Yous are the guys that are the disgusting little scumbags. We've exposed more you little scumbags than Atten, right? Everybody forgets about Tom Vance, little creep Texan lesbians he was, fucking while attacking me for coming out and saying that Jodie Whitaker was a crap doctor. 2,000 people he had against me and others, and it turned out he was a little creep, supported by the usual little suspect scumbags in this fandom. Isn't that right? Won't mention names because, of course, I'm not going to waste me energy on them. And we all know it's true. It's sad, pathetic, and sick. I know. I know. I know. They've got some fucking nerve, man. They've got some fucking nerve. When you just Google that shit, it's there for everybody to see. Right? That's the side of the fandom you don't fucking see. Right? The side, they show you the nasty side. Right? But you Google, you'll see all the depravity, their sickness in full fucking view on all these forums, right? And these are the same people that the Doctor Who accounts will pander to on X. It's fucking sick, it is. It's been happening for fucking years in this fandom, and it needs to fucking stop. The majority of fans slash art is created by women. Preach, brother, preach. Thank you, Gobster. Look, bottom line is that these fuckers can't point the finger at anybody, because if we could actually get away with it, right? If YouTube would allow, Twitter would allow, and Yoke would allow, I would expose every single one of yous and use our dirty little fucking porno art, right? And embarrass yous in public, right? Because that's what you deserve, you little sick fucks, right? Unbelievable, unbelievable, right? And don't fucking assume most of us are married men that you accuse this, that, and the other. We're married and happily fucking married, right? Okay. And if I was to leave me missus for anybody, there's only one woman, and she knows this already. There's only one woman. I'll keep it to myself, but there's only one woman, right? But it never happened, right? But I'm happy. She's happy. She'd leave me for some celebrity bloke. So, by the way, just. I know, yeah, Rumble may be a thing. I'd have to check out Rumble and see if you could get away with that. But I think it's about time that people see what these people. Look, if there was a way that I could, I would. But it just goes to show you that YouTube and all of these other platforms would deem it to be sexual in nature and nudity. You know what I mean? And then they go ranting about a photograph that the actress put up herself that I happened to see when you Google her name. It's one of her photographs, and I just wanted to make the point because people were accusing Rabbi of sexualizing the girl, and I says no, actually, she does it herself. Here's a picture of her in a tight red dress here, right? There you go. She didn't wear that to go out and get bread and milk, right? But of course, they twist everything in this fandom. We have steak at home. We don't need beef burgers. That's it. But look, maybe one day someone will expose them. It's a bit, or maybe YouTube and all of these other social media platforms will cop the fuck on. But if that other side of the fandom was exposed, and individuals that BBC have interacted with that have done some of that fan art, have also done art on DeviantArt, if you could link them, then it'd be game over. BBC talk about how they learned and learned lessons from the Jimmy Savile affair. Well, all I will say is this: in recent times, members of people that have been pushing this trans ideology onto our children have been arrested. And you can go and Google why they've been arrested. But, again, on YouTube, I can't say it. But all I'll just say is there's a whole underground and an underbelly to all of this. And it infects all fandoms, by the way. It's not just the Doctor Who fandom. Star Wars fandom is the same. Star Trek fandom is the same. There's always been this undercurrent. Now, listen, I know there's been racy art in the past, but it has been just that, racy art. But this type of art is full blown, like they're predicting penetration and all of this other nonsense, right? So it's completely different to the racy art that we would have seen when we were growing up and all of this stuff. This is complete. This is proper hardcore, like. So, when Mr. TARDIS and other people out there start giving out about an imaginary, not my doctors and all of this, what you should be actually exposing is the people that you are actually pandering to, because if you dug, actually, you don't even have to dig that deep. You wouldn't even have to dig that deep, right? But you just won't do it. So, because if I do it, then I'll be accused of all sorts. But see, it's different when you lefties do it. You can justify it in your own lefty logic. Whereas I use facts to justify my stuff, but like, you don't go with facts anymore. The BBC has learned nothing except to hide certain things better. The only thing they've learned was to cover it up better. Exactly. Both spot on. The Gobster talks about things, and Chris Persia. And with that, I will leave it there, folks. But look, there'll come a point where I'll just won't bother with the fandom anyway. As for Doctor Who, I mean, it remains to be seen if a miracle can happen, but we do need one. And if it happens, all well and good, we all get a show that we enjoy again. If not, well, some have decided to walk away, and that's fair enough. And of course, there'll be me and others that will obviously highlight what's going on with the show. But I'm not going to let, as you could see, even Jordan the 60th, I don't really get that angry anymore. I don't let this get to me. It's the best thing to do. So I just go in, hoping that something good might happen. But at the same time, if it doesn't happen, I'm not angry about it anymore. There's no point, and I'm not going to let this consume me like it did the last time. As in, having to fight me corner all the time. Don't need to. The bottom line is, I will, when it comes out, I'll review each episode, do the panels. That's it. Bang, move on to the next one, and that's it. And whatever Doctor Who news comes out, I will cover. And then if ever does come a time where I think I've just had enough, I'll just let you know, and then that'll be it. It'll be done. What I'll do with the channel then, I don't know, because people only subscribe to me because I talk about Doctor Who. And there's only so much classic Who and the good new Who you can talk about before you run out of time. Still, things to talk about. So we'll see. Let's hope for that miracle. Goodbye, Noel and chat. I'll see you soon. And P.S. Mr. Anti TARDIS is a whatever hole. Okay. Fantastic. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Guys, I will see you for the next one. I hope the mic is a little bit better. I'll know when I go back and listen to it myself, because, as I said, I used to work on DJing and on stage and stuff for a while. So I know how sound equipment works and all of that stuff. So I was a bit concerned about the first one, but hopefully this one has cleared up a little bit. Obviously, it's a new mic as well, so yeah, so it's actually very heavy, but I'll pick it up there for you. So that's what it actually looks like. Hold on. So we got the old tripods there, and there's the button. So that's the front of the mic there. It's got the tripod. So there. So this one was different to the other one because the other one was low down. This one's actually high, and then I just have to adjust it there, switch it back. There you go, and it's right in front of me there. So I hope the sound. I don't know what it's like if I go up real close, but this has been the Tartar Zone. No, it hasn't. It's been the Null Zone. Yes, and this has been the Tartar Zone Talks. So you can all back off now while I say good night. Good night. I do like it. It was cheaper than the other one. The other one had fancy lights on it. No, the audio this time even better on your previous video. Okay, grand. Well, that's good then. So I don't need to adjust it or touch it. So we're all good. We're all good. Okay then. I will see you all soon. Have a good evening. I'm off now to yeah, well I'm at the cleaning everything now. The bathroom, the hallway, sitting room. Got a few bits and pieces to do in the kitchen. Um stuff like that, and then I can sit down and hopefully relax for a while. But I will see you all tomorrow, so don't forget. I will see you tomorrow. So have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon. Good night.